Ah, there it is, one of the truest definitions of a childhood classic. Oh yes, this is a game that I played many a times while growing up, alongside I Spy Fantasy and Treasure Hunt, but this one definitely takes the medal for the one I played the most. So let's just dive right into it. Now to start off, this is an I Spy game, and I'm not 100% sure if I Spy is like a thing anymore, like if it died out at any point. But anyway, they were these gigantic children books that usually had a theme around them, like in this case a spooky mansion or another one in space. But basically within these books were a bunch of pictures with like a whole bunch of stuff in them. Like they were usually like I want to say almost real pictures that the people took, because they always were with toys. Like you would have a toy city with people running around and toy cars, and then the objective of the book was to look within that picture and find what it's asking for. Like within that city would be hidden a frog or something, and it was up to you to find it. I guess one way of looking at it is that you're trying to find the needle in the haystack, or maybe even trying to play Where's Waldo, except you're looking for much more than just one thing. But yeah, it was just a simple game of trying to find the hidden objects within a picture, and it was really fun. And I truly gotta say, looking back on all these old pictures really brought me back to when I read them as a kid. They were really cool books, to say the least. And well, at some point, I guess the people who made the books realized how well that translates into, well, a PC game. And well, we got, well, I think 3 games out of them. There might have been more, but I think only 3, which finally leads us back around to the actual game. And this game sees you going into the Haunted Mansion after meeting up with a skeleton. And when you enter her mansion, she locks the door right behind you, and then it's up to you to escape. And you do this by collecting puzzle pieces to make a secret message in order to find your way out. And you get these puzzle pieces from the skeleton by completing the I Spy riddles throughout the house, as well as playing a couple mini games. And well, that's the game. You go around the house to the individual like locations within it, like the kitchen, the basement, or the attic. And just like in the books, you play a game of I Spy. And well, I guess I gotta say that this game is pretty easy for the most part, because I mean, it is a kid's game after all. But I will say, surprisingly, there are a few things that will be like hidden to the naked eye. Like there were a few times where I was like genuinely stuck on a puzzle because I couldn't see what it wanted me to find. And then when I found it, I was genuinely impressed how like hidden it was. Or the game will just straight up try to trick you. Like I believe there's one that says look for 2 nuts, and then you look for a peanut, then you're thinking looking for another peanut, but no, it's like a nut as in bolt you have to find the other one with. Now there's the mini games, which they're pretty good. One is where you need to like find the similarity, like 2 things that are similar, then click on them. Like if you get a P block, you have to look for something that starts with P, like a pencil. And then there's the other one, which is called Creepy Collection, where you're gonna get like a bunch of the same object, and then you have to get like all of them to be the same object, like a butterfly or a shadow creature or whatever else. But that's the gameplay, and I guess I should move on to the graphics, which for this game are really well done. Like I said before, everything in the books was done with toys. The same seems to have been done here. I don't know how they, like if they're actually in real life still, but it still looks pretty good. Like there is a good genuine amount of detail in the puzzles, pictures themselves, and I really like the little bits of animation that you see throughout the game, whether it's the skeleton moving or whenever you like hover your mouse over an area, it does like a little thing to show you that area. I also like how some levels are unique with their presentation, like using a flashlight in the attic or a magnifying glass on like a little I don't know what you would call it, the collection of butterflies. Anyway, with that done, I'm gonna knock out the music next, which unfortunately for the most part this game doesn't really have any music. Like there's bits and pieces here and there, like at the beginning or the credits, or when cutscenes play, or whenever you click on something it does like a little jingle, or even when you complete a riddle. But there's like no concrete like actual music. Most of the game is just ambient noise of whatever location in the house you're in, which is why I've been playing the same song on repeat this whole time. But as for the ambience itself, it's actually really well done. Again, it perfectly encapsulates whatever part of the house you're at. Like if you're at the fire pit, it makes fire crackling sounds, or if you're in the basement, you hear water dripping, or at the clock, you hear it ticking. And at times can be honestly kind of unnerving if you're like actually a little kid, because there are like footsteps that you hear in some of these, and it's like, who the hell's making those footsteps? I thought I was the only one in the house. But here's a few examples of the ambience. So yeah, some pretty good scary stuff. But with that, I guess I should move on to how actually scary this game is. Like if it actually does its job or not as a scary game. Which at first you might think that this is a kid's game, it shouldn't be that scary. But to start off, again, we had those ambient sounds which are, again, pretty unnerving, as well as something like the attic level where it's in the dark. No kid likes being in the dark. As well as some of the clues themselves, like with the fireplace and how there's like that painting with the eyeballs, and then eventually you have to click on it and see someone there, but who the hell is that? Or one that always scared me as a kid, which at the window you have to click on like a howl on the tree, and then it actually does a wolf's howl. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if at least some kids were terrified of this game. But one definite thing that isn't scary in this game is the skeleton itself, and basically how she aids you along your journey. And I know that the person doing the voice is doing like a spooky voice, but, well, it's just, I don't think it's that scary, and to be honest, the voice actor is kinda, well, just hamming it up. She is clearly having fun with it, and I kind of just love that because, well, listen to her.
Enter if you dare. You're in for a scare. You want a puzzle piece to put in the frame. Look by the front door where you entered the game. I spied 2 hooks, ghost, a star, a wooden handle, a bug in a jar, a bone that's stone, 6 numbers in line, 2 pairs of goggles, and a warning sign. A new record.
So yeah, I just want to say thank you to Amy Birnbaum for making this game even more enjoyable. I hope I said that right. And well, that's really all I need to cover with this game, now to just move on to the ending, I guess. So after you complete all the riddles and the mini-games, you have all the pieces and it's time to escape the house. And it turns out that the skeleton has a secret room in the bookshelf. So now you enter this and you won the game. You escape the house and there you go. Or at least that's how it seems, as the skeleton goes back into the house and says that she has more challenges for you. And yeah, the game isn't over yet. You could re-enter the house 2 more times and try to escape it again by playing more riddles, with completely different things to look for. And you're not exiting the house the same way each time. The second time you go through, you have to get ingredients in order to shrink down through a mouse hole, and the third time you literally become a ghost. And there's even a little bit more stuff, like when you're actually trying to do the ghost part, you actually have to go into the house itself and like find stuff within it. So yeah, this is honestly really cool that you get to continue playing the game. Although I'm not 100% sure because I never played the original version, I want to say that this is only available in the deluxe version, because if it's not this, then I honestly have no clue what was added to this version. But anyway, you escaped the other 2 times, and congratulations, you have completed all of Skelly's riddles and successfully beat the game.
Through a window, mouse hole, and chimney you've gone. This spooky night is ending. It's almost dawn. The time has come to say goodbye. You've mastered this game of Spooky I Spy.
So yeah, this game is just as charming as I remember it being. So when I looked up the voice actress for the skeleton, it turns out she's been in a bunch of other stuff, one of which includes being both Charmy the Bee and Tails' dead girlfriend in Sonic X. Why do all roads lead back to Sonic? First Meg's original voice actor, now this.